Hello, everybody.
Do it. I pointed at me.
Oh, you can. I can see that. You can.
Stealer.
You can do it. You can do
You're a
it.
Stealer.
You can do it.
Stealer.
Fine, I'll
Hello,
steal
everyone,
it
and
anyway.
welcome to Reach Your Amateur's Guide to Good Film.
Stealer.
Stealer.
We're talking about knowing today with our off-the-charts chemistry.
No.
No what?
I guess Ed just has a flair for the dramatics.
Oh God.
I was saying no with a K.
Oh. Okay, wait, Ruthie, how long were you holding that one in for?
I was trying to figure out some kind of pun with a flair.
Oh.
So a couple days.
I mean, you're all fired, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll start with the synopsis. Nick Cage is a man named John. Plays Nick Cage. He has a son. He's super atheist. His dad's a pastor.
Yeah, he's like super atheist.
His wife is dead. His son goes to a school where 50 years before, a girl wrote a bunch of like numbers and then put it in a time capsule. The son gets the paper. The dad's able to figure it out. John's able to figure it out and figure out that, oh wait, these are people dying. And it takes until the second one for him to realize, oh shit, it's not just because of that. There's something else weird going on. So he meets the daughter of the lady who wrote the piece of paper, and with her kid and his kid, they go on a bunch of discoveries to figure out, oh wait, it's actually so much of solar flares, and all this has been about solar flares. And then there's a big megaton one coming that's gonna basically burn everything on Earth. And not just that, and then it ends up being this big Bible allegory where it was basically the end of the world, and a bunch of angels take away his kid and her kid, and a bunch of other kids take them to a different planet as their whole planet, as all of Earth is basically scorched.
Angels?
That's it.
Or aliens?
Yeah.
They were
Angelians.
Angelians. I think they're hinted to being angels.
Yeah, I noticed they had wings.
Yeah,
Like
and also,
wings.
and in the Bible, it's. I was going to get into that, but the Bible, it's they're implied to be angels.
Yeah.
It's not. No, it's not the rapture. It's not even the rapture.
Yeah.
It's Ezekiel. It's the Old Testament. Rapture's technically not even a thing in the. It's hinted at being a thing in the Bible. We don't know for sure. That was something that someone kind of thought up while literally, I think, having a fever dream, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. If anyone's listening, please tell us.
So yeah, please.
We aren't exactly licensed theologians here.
No, but
the Ezekiel thing. I saw
Ezekiel.
a thing in the movie, the Ezekiel thing and the sun and all
Yeah.
that.
I literally read the first few chapters of Ezekiel before this.
Ezekiel had some pretty wild descriptions of angels. Like, you know the song Journey, The Wheel in the Sky?
Nope.
Wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a biblical reference. One angel's described as like basically a gyroscope of like turning and eyes and wings. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, and I know in Daniel, angels are described as having beryl, which is like a teal gem-like skin, and at the end of the movie, that when the Angelians are ascending into the Ezekiel spaceship, their skin is the same color as beryl.
Oh, I went completely fixed with that one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine. We can go. I didn't catch
There's
that.
a lot of descriptions of a lot of different kind of angels.
Yes. Yeah. Fun fact: I read a lot of Ezekiel for this, and they don't mention the end of the world. They just mention the fact that, oh, Israel sinned so much that you're all getting your shit stomped and you're being sent away to different places for sinning.
Oh, that's actually really fitting.
Yeah, but the movie doesn't show anything of like the world being terrible. That's the weird thing. That's kind of my.
Well, when the world is, yeah, I guess it's supposed to be. I mean, you could say it's like implied because it's like a modern setting.
Yeah, but like no one does anything really terrible. That's kind of my problem with that whole thing.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really feel like fixing that part, but anyway, I guess I'll start since I'm
Sure.
accidentally starting now.
Yeah, you have your phone out and everything. You're ready.
So, Well, one quick anecdote. I thought I had not seen this movie before. So at around the 3/4 of the way, once like Nick Cage gets to the door, like and he's breaking the door open, he's standing it. I'm like, where have I seen this? And then I realized, oh shit, my dad watched this movie. My dad's those kind of dads who like watch a movie whenever it pops up on TV, even if they've never really seen it before. If it just looks interesting. And like I watched the end of the movie with him, and I thought it was really weird then. I'm like, I'm sure there's context. It's still just as weird. So yeah, I guess I'll start with my likes.
As we always do.
The acting was pretty good. Nick Cage was Nick Cage, so that was fun. You know, some scenes he acted well, some scenes he was a little weird. I think it's more just the direction. The special effects were pretty good for their time of 2009, and not getting the big like superhero movie budget. I thought it handled the end well.
Ed's face.
So I thought it handled the end effects well. Let me explain that. I mean, for its time, for the budget it got, you know. Okay, it's doing he's doing like that one old man from the meme, like unhappy Harold.
Okay, the guess I'll die guy.
Yeah, the guy who's like, yeah, he's doing that kind of face. Yeah, like guess I'll die. Me, yeah, him. I thought the ship design was really cool, and it was pretty cool interpretation of Ezekiel wheel. It was black, but it sparkled like topaz, like in the Bible verse where they mention it. And I guess when it's going up, the wheel is technically on fire, so that was kind of cool. That was a good way of bringing it back. But yeah, like I said, that part was weird to me because Ezekiel isn't really about the end of the world, from what I can tell. Again, if
Are
there's
you getting into your dislikes?
no, it's just a weird tangent.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I didn't know how to fix that. I just thought it was weird. Like it's not the end of the world. It maybe was just like trying to put a spin on it, but I don't know. The solar flare was probably inspired by the windstorm that was mentioned in verse 4 of Ezekiel chapter 1, where it's a big windstorm and like there's fire and metal flying everywhere. That makes sense as an explosion. I tried to look up solar flare facts. Do you know an X-class flare is the strength of 1 billion hydrogen bombs? That's like the biggest kind of solar flare there is. And also, large flare can rip electrons off of atoms, and they do in the upper parts of our atmosphere. And they also stop radio signals, so that's pretty cool.
And that happened in the movie with the airplane, right?
Sort of, yeah. It just went further than it technically should, but yeah, it send all the electronics out. I know Ruthie didn't like this because she thought it was really weird. But in the beginning of the movie, they're all cooking hot dogs in the middle of the night or late at night.
It was so weird.
I don't know, Ruthie. I want a smoky bathe in the moonlight. Okay, it sounds good. Also, I'm wondering if that was foreshadowing of everyone burning, because like everything's on fire when you're burning a hot dog in the grill. Now I kind of want it to be foreshadowing. I'm gonna put that in mind. What do you mean about the plane?
Or the mom dying in a fire in the prologue.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's right.
What do you say again?
She died in her sleep from
fire. Yeah, the whole movie had a big fire and burning and symbolism.
Except for the train. The train didn't have a lot of fire.
No, the train did not.
No, it did not actually.
Something else.
Maybe the train was the foreshadowing of like landing, but with the kids they actually landed good.
I guess we're going my dislikes and fixes. Some of the acting wasn't really that good. Diana was a weird one, the mom, because she had some really good scenes, but sometimes she didn't, and I didn't like parts of her character. It seemed a bit inconsistent. And I know that can be like, oh, it's real life, but like I kind of wish, like she seemed like she really trusted her mom, and then at the end she's like, no, I'm taking him to the caves. I get she's terrified, but like she was implying to trust her mom by the end, so I kind of fixed that one. Also, it feels like they kind of just killed her off for a shock value. Like I know they hinted the day, but it didn't really.
Trust her mom? How? She never did.
Huh?
She never did in the movie at all.
She started to by the end.
No. She literally said we're not going back. Like when John called her and said we have to go to like your mom's mobile home, she's like, no, we're taking them to the caves. She didn't want to do that at all.
I know that, but I know that part. But before then, she seemed, from what I saw, it seemed like she was starting to actually trust her.
Or it seemed more like she was trusting John, who was trusting her
Yeah,
mom.
fair.
She
How do I explain
was
it?
not trusting John either.
I know, no,
He-
she didn't. But before the truck scene, before they split off, when they're together, it seems like they were starting to trust each other a lot more. That's what I'm saying. It just felt weird to me. I don't know. I didn't like the whole death. It felt kind of like Shock Valley, like, oh, someone has to die before
Yeah.
the end, or like the non-believer dies. But I kind of feel weird about the way they handled it. So I thought it'd be interesting if maybe she was trusting of her mom growing up, not like conspiracy, but she was just kind of felt like maybe she was right, but more as a way to just desperately believe her mom wasn't this mentally ill woman who OD'd in a sense, like for nothing. It was like, oh, maybe she was right. So maybe she's from as soon as she meets John and John tells her what's up, she's like, okay, I trust you, but I can't, I have an ex-husband, so I have to. She's not there for the train scene by saying like, oh, I have to deal with my ex-husband or something, like we're finalizing divorce, just something. So she's like out of the picture for that one to keep it consistent. So maybe she doesn't see when she goes. The trailer scene still happen, like the scene where she's like, okay, John, you go and do this. I'll go to the trailer for now, right? Or like they're split off for some reason. Like, so she's like, I'm gonna take the kids, get some gas, and then we'll meet you there. Like the thing. If you want to keep the death thing, maybe she thinks, oh, she didn't see the angels kidnap her kids, so she tries to follow them, and then she gets hit.
So like in the movie?
In the movie, but just not as much of a weird reason. Again, it just felt like she was kind of made out to be the non-believer, and it felt weird. I don't know. I was just thinking just maybe not even kill her, and it's just they aren't accepted. She isn't accepted either, and she just, it feels weird that she dies right before the world already ends.
Yeah, well, so the thing with that I'd say is if she had lived, the whole point of, like, after Caleb is gone, John goes back to be with his dad, the pastor, Reverend, what's his face, his mom and his sister, who's been estranged with, but Diane doesn't have anybody. Her mom is dead, her dad is dead, her husband's her ex, and with Abby gone, she's alone.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of wanted her to join them. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Like,
yeah, I did that.
Kind of like a mix of a found family and also just like it's the end of the world.
I can't say no to a found family trope. Honestly.
And also just like the end of the world. It felt weird to me that she died. I was fine with her death at first, but then the fact that Nick Cage also died like 20 minutes later felt a little weird.
So you wanted a seeking a friend for the end of the world kind of thing.
I haven't seen that, but yes. I kind of wanted that whole
I think
vibe.
I know what movie I'm doing next.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
That one is
What
good,
else?
but definitely fixable.
That scene with John and Caleb in the beginning, where they're talking about heaven, is weird. When he's like, oh, it's not that I don't trust you about. It's not like heaven isn't real or like your mom's not.
Yeah, it felt so shoehorned in.
It felt, and I get that they're trying to hint at like heaven at the end of the movie, like that whole scene, they crunch up all the foreshadowing and themes in the very beginning, and then they kind of forget about it till like the Ezekiel thing. It doesn't come back until really the Ezekiel thing, and then I don't know. So I'm like, let me just try and make it goes down smoother. So let's see here. John's talking about life on other planets. Keep that in. Caleb asks if there's a chance of life in, or if heaven's possibly real, or if heaven could be, maybe Caleb asks if heaven could be on another planet, right? I know I'm being subtle as a break, but we don't know what the movie's really about at this point, so it's fine. So maybe John says yes with a smile, and he hugs his son, right?
What did he say with a smile?
Let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
He says yes with a smile and hugs his son. So the camera then cuts to his son, Caleb, smiling while hugging his dad, like feeling nice. And then in the single frame, it just kind of turns and you see John just looking at his son, then down, just kind of sad. And like maybe the lighting darkens a little bit just to show that he really doesn't believe and that he's super depressed. And just in case people don't get what I'm trying to go for, keep that scene of him drinking
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Slipped my mind how much of an alcoholic he is throughout the whole movie.
Up until the end, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of my biggest flaw. That was kind of the biggest thing. It's just like it crunches a whole bunch at the beginning in a weird way. Maybe have a few more things, like maybe mention stuff like, oh, like his dad's the pastor, so she's like, hey, come down to church. His sister's like, come down to church. You know, dad's talking about Ezekiel today, and he's like, no, just stuff like that. I didn't fully like the angel design. Like when they show their real design, I wasn't the biggest fan because it seemed like they played it safe. If anyone who's listening has played Jak 3, Jak has a light form. It reminds me of that. That was my first thought when I saw it. Was like, oh, it's light Jak. Ed's looking confused. Have you played Jak? You played Jak and Daxter, right?
I forgot what he looked like, but yeah, you're right. It does.
He looks like light Jak.
Resemblance, yeah.
He does. So in the verse where they describe the angels, there's 4 of them. They have like a bunch of wings. They have cow legs. They have the head of. They have 4. Each one has 4 heads. One of a lion, an eagle, a human, and an ox. Also, the wings have hands.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Now I know why they're always shouting.
It's nightmare fuel.
This is why they're always shouting like, "Hey, be chill, guys." Because if you saw that, it'd be like, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's terrifying. So here's my big hint. Here's a hint that they're not just creepy 90s looking boy band guys. Because let's be real, one of them looks like he'd fit into like an emo NSYNC kind of deal. Underneath their leg, they're wearing like the trench coats or whatever. But if you look under their legs and to keep it subtle to make it more interesting, like it's not like you don't zoom in on the legs. They have the cow legs, and that hints at, wait, is this aliens? And it doesn't feel as weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, give them the fucking like legs. Not specifically cow, just like most quadrupeds have that kind of weird leg.
Or like just hoof prints when Nick is following them.
Exactly. Like maybe not the first time, but the second you see them, but the second time once he starts to follow them, and then it's like not when he gets the light shown at his face from the dude's throat, but like just when he's finding him, he's like, oh, hoof prints, weird. And then you're like, after the second, like, oh, is this an alien movie? It doesn't feel as shoehorned in. Feels like an inverse of signs, if anyone knows what I'm referencing.
Can I make a defense for the angel designs?
Yeah, sure.
I have read another description of separate angels, as we were mentioning earlier. There's a lot of descriptions of a lot of different angels.
Mm-hmm.
In Daniel describes them as having that barrel-like skin and otherwise pretty much looking like normal dudes.
Okay.
I think he describes them as being like blonde. It kind of clashes, but I'm not going to be...
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense that they went with that design if they had the budget that they did. And technically it still falls under the category of angel, biblically accurate angel.
Oh, no, I know. And you're not wrong. I agree with you. It's just like, it just feels weird that they're taking different bits of the Bible and they're focusing on one book or one chapter in particular.
No, you have a good point there, actually.
So that was just like, let's just do this. And also, it'd be a lot more cool in the costume department. You don't have to do all of it. Like, you can do some of it with like a mix of CGI and like puppetry, prosthetics.
Yeah. Although I will say, when you were describing the cow legs, for some reason I pictured them not as like having just like 2 cow like satyr legs,
yeah.
You know, but instead I pictured them as being cow centaurs.
Oh.
Like they're normal on top, but then they got the cow butt.
Cowtars.
Cowtars. Just imagining them trying to fit in the car that they're creepily driving occasionally.
Also, they mentioned in the Bible, like they all go around the wheel, and I think they held hands. But like, what is it? The wings holding hands? Because like that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because they got the.
Because that'd be kind of cool. Exactly, that'd be kind of cool. Just make them hold hands on the side and they lift it up. I'm not sure. I think they were kind of doing that in the movie. I don't remember too much of that scene of like the tendrils. or wings or whatever.
The wings came out of their back. They looked more like Luna moth wings. That came out.
Yeah,
They weren't arms.
yeah.
Yeah. They look like Jack's wings, honestly.
Yes,
Much
they look
more,
like
much less visible.
yes. I did like the subtlety of the wings. That was a cool design.
Yeah, that was cool.
I agree.
So here's another thing that felt weird, and I tried to fix it. So the whole movie makes you feel like, oh, it's just the two kids being picked up, right? But then when they're going up to space, there's a whole bunch of other kids, and it was kind of jarring. Like it was, yes,
What it implies that 2 other kids were chosen.
or more kids because there were different ships.
Well, yeah, 2 kids per ship.
Yes,
'cause
yes.
we never saw the
Yes.
other kids.
And I feel like when it was just the 2 of the kids, it was implying an Adam and Eve kind of symbolism because they're like the innocent kids,
Yeah. And
chosen.
Garden of Eden at the end, basically, with the tree of life.
Exactly. So here's what I didn't like how there's so many humans. Like I get why, technically, because like if
Incest.
yeah, incest, like they're gonna like inbreeding and shit over generations. I did think of a really weird one. Hear me out around it.
Oh boy.
No, it's not as bad. They were talking about life on other planets in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's actually life in other planets? The other planets had life
so
in
they
them.
just adopt the humans, Caleb and Abby?
No, the aliens or the angels are picking up different people from each planet because it's not just Earth. Earth's the 3rd planet from the sun. What about all the other planets? Because so they keep picking up different aliens, and they take them all to the new planet, and it's implied to not just be an Adam and Eve thing, but also Noah's Ark, 2 of each kind, male and female.
Oh.
But yeah, it adds Noah and the Ark symbolism.
I like that.
Yeah, and it ties back to is there life on other planets? Yes, there is. They were arguably just as advanced as we were. There's the implication.
At the end of the movie, I told Hector this joke, but I feel like I should share it with the audience because I thought it was hilarious. In the end, the 2 of them are running and they run straight to the tree, and I was like, damn it, not again. Not even 5 minutes.
It's like if the tree of good and evil. This is the one that
the apple.
Oh yeah.
The apple.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Oh,
just
not
book it.
again.
I know
Speed
the.
run.
I know. I know
mean,
the
they're already-
implication was the tree of life.
They're ahead of Adam and Eve. They're already wearing clothing.
True.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's when you clip through the spaceship.
you go straight to
You
the-
already have clothes. There's the tree.
Do it much faster. The world record. Universe record.
That's all I got, really, to be honest. It was kind of short, not short because like I did try.
It was kind of hard to fix.
It was hard to fix this movie because it's like you either radically change it to the point where it's not the same movie, or you have to play by its rules, which is like
Yeah.
really weird. So it was fun. It was fun to try wrap my head around it, and it got me to pick up the Bible for the first time in years. I hope my parents will listen to this episode.
So this movie.
Oh no.
Not terrible. For me, it wasn't very entertaining. Honestly, it was kind of boring. First of all, yeah, the whole like John being non-believer, atheist, whatever. It I don't like that. I didn't like John being an atheist and him being kind of an asshole about it. Kind of. Not so much of an asshole, but like depressed kind of dude. It just kind of like, I don't know. For a movie of its time, I guess it was okay to like give atheists a bad picture or something. I just didn't like that. You can be a normal human and not believe in anything, honestly, and be nice. Yeah, but he was kind of rude about it, especially with Caleb at the beginning when he's like, "Yeah, mom's in heaven" or whatever, and stuff like that. Like, it was so like off for me. What else? Yeah, the CG. Okay, the plane, cool. That looked nice, but you can get away with a plane, really. The trains, however, That was oof.
Which part?
The
It's
trains?
2009,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like I always come back to Jurassic Park.
And Lord of the
The
Rings.
Jurassic Park came out in 99, 98. When was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even why do I not remember this? Let me look it up real fast. Jurassic Park came out in 1993. All right.
Okay.
93. And those dinosaurs still hold up today. When the theme kicks in and you see the Bronchosaurus or whatever and all the Stegosaurs drinking water and eating the trees, that holds up, in my opinion. This shit was worse than that. It doesn't hold up. From 10 years ago to almost 20. Like, come on. I mean, yeah, budget matters, but still, like, the train was terrible, in my opinion. And,
Yeah, when I saw the train scene, I was like, wow, they made sure to make this PG-13 because like there's yeah, no, I was surprised with how little detail they went into with the train wreck, which
yeah,
it makes sense because it's a PG-13 movie, but like
there
yeah,
was some blood.
there was like a little bit of blood on the lady that John was holding,
And
right?
on the fucking front of the train car, like
Yeah,
there's
but
a
that was
scene of
it.
window and blood there.
Yeah, the
That was it.
screen, the windshield.
Yeah, the door,
Yeah.
kind of window there. But yeah, the train scene was. I mean, CG's fine, but it was bad in my opinion for 2009. But done better, especially with how the ships looked at the end. Oh, those were nice. What else? The aliens are really creepy for the most part, and that's why, and that's why I call them aliens because not once did I think they were angels until like I saw the wings. It's just why would angels be so fucking creepy about it? Like honestly, he just like
Like,
appears in his room, points out the window, gives him a vision of the world on fire, sees a moose burning. Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you do this to him? He just
Especially since they
traumatizes him.
apparently
He's
I
chosen
just remembered.
also.
Well, I just remembered this. They knew that his mom was going to die like in the 50s, and they show him this very traumatic image of the moose burning. Like
Oh
he
yeah,
knows his
that's
mom
right.
died in a fire.
oh shit.
That's
To
right.
be
Yeah,
fair, I'm gonna defend the angel thing here.
for them being
It's
creepy.
a really Old Testament thing to do,
To
and
be
like New
creepy as
Testament
fuck.
too. A little bit. I mean,
Angels? Yeah.
yeah, they were always a weird. You never knew you were gonna go, never got an angel showing up. So like,
Yeah, are you gonna turn into a pillar of salt? Are you gonna see some dry bones? You're gonna see a big fucking wheel in the sky. Keep on turning. Who knows?
Yeah,
Is
they
it
were
gonna
just
shut a lion's mouth? Is it gonna have a bear eat you?
that's why I thought they were aliens because they're just so really creepy. And yeah, I
That's
have
why
no
I've been referring.
yeah like I don't know much about the Bible in general or how angels
Angelians.
appeared. Angelians appeared to people in the Bible or how they're just
Neon
men or
Genesis
whatever.
and Neon Genesis Angelion.
Angelian. Yeah. I don't know. Just creepy stuff. I don't know. Make them more.
That one has angels too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
12,
was an accidental
13,
joke.
12, 12, 12? How many?
I
It was 12.
haven't seen
We haven't seen it.
Evangelion yet.
I think there's 12. Anyways. Or, I don't know. Just 10, at least, I think. Anyways. Oh yeah, make the angels less creepy, in my opinion.
How do you make them less
That's one thing
creepy?
I would change. How would I make them less creepy? Make them talk? I don't know. Like, not show up in the middle of the night in Caleb's bedroom and show him a vision of the world ending. That could also help. I mean, the whole like they drive by and they give him a rock and then they drive away. That was like fine for me. It's a little weird, but like I'm like, who are these people? And then like I don't know.
The car one makes a little bit of sense because that's supposed to be from John's point of view, like, oh shit, these people are trying to steal my kid. But I do agree with you about the dream thing. That is super fucked up. Like, they're supposed to be like, the only word I can think to use here is bad, but I don't know if we can edit something else.
What's
Court? they're like courting Caleb, like telling him what's gonna happen and like trying to convince him, like, come with us, we're gonna keep you safe. You've been chosen.
What was the point of that other than to get? I feel like the only way it has actual merit is just to get John to see his dad again and make peace
Oh,
with that.
so
Because
what you're
they were just gonna
saying,
pick up. They were just gonna pick up the kids anyway. Come to think of it.
is they were grooming Caleb.
It's the only word I could think of. They're trying to convince Caleb. And I know how it
Yeah,
sounds.
I know. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just trying to convince, or like
But like
not
they did choose
not
like the
convince him, but
weirdest.
they're trying to
Show him.
Yeah.
like Caleb said, like he has to make this decision himself. If he chooses to
Mhm.
stay, they wouldn't take him. He has to make the
Mhm.
decision, and what they were trying to do is, I guess, guide him to the decision that they believe is the right decision to make for him, for his
Yeah.
well-being.
But it's weird because like the whole movie, Caleb talks about how they're talking to him, and that would have been like the perfect opportunity to show they're not creepy,
Yeah,
not like how John sees them.
yeah, yeah. I guess Caleb described more of like what he hears in the whispers, and Abby also. Like they're
Mhm.
not being weird about it. They're just like it shows up later in the movie, but like Abby says, "Oh yeah, they were trying to tell us to come with them." So weird how they just show up and like point at something. I don't know. The
No one's
angels are
talking about
creepy,
one of
in
them
my
making
opinion.
like. No one's talking about one of them making one of the angels making like a big flashlight come out of their mouth,
Yeah.
like some of
Okay,
Godzilla's
yeah,
atomic
that
breath.
was dumb. Like really dumb. Just like
It
why not
wasn't.
just vanish? Honestly, you're an angel. Why be
Yeah.
creepy? Like why be even more creepy? Like when they did that, I'm like, they're aliens, obviously. Obviously they're aliens. Aliens. They know the world's ending. They're coming here to save people from the world ending. Okay, yeah, aliens. No. I didn't like that part at all. What else? I actually think Diana was a reasonable character, especially being a single mom. Her entire life as Abby. Her dying in the car crash, I didn't have that huge of a deal with it. Uh, I kind of, yeah, I didn't have a deal with it. It was kind of for shock factor, yes, but at least like there's no romance. Uh, yeah, kind of. There's no romance in the movie, which is yay, another movie without that.
I
Yeah.
Um,
liked that too.
or Diana was crazy. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? The point of John's coworker? I guess he was there to kind of like temper him a little bit.
Oh yeah, I
The
completely forgot about him.
the really sexist dude,
He's
PH double
sexist.
D's.
Oh,
PH double D's, and
he's
he's
talking about
like
his own sister. That makes it okay, right?
no sister-in-law.
His wife's sister.
Oh, okay. Not okay. I mean, either way, it wasn't okay. Either way, it
I
wasn't
was
okay.
about to say like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
It's only
thinking.
okay if it was filmed in Alabama.
Roll Tide. Um, yeah. Like, I thought it was his sister, and that's why that came out wrong. Either way, not okay. That's why I said it like that because it was a joke. Oh my god.
You thought the movie was making it. You
Digging
thought
this
the dude was making a
hole.
joke about his sister.
What? Yeah, I no, like because the character himself said it was okay because it's sister. I heard sister only, but
Yeah. No, you're fine. I
yeah,
also
just I'm
yeah.
just
Insert
gonna keep
banjo here.
digging this hole for myself first. All right, getting off that. Yeah, coworker. I think it was okay. Kind of tempered John, although not really. And then at the end, he kind of like believed John. He helped John a little bit. Okay, with the whole location stuff. End of the movie. Angels. Okay. The bunnies. There was one bunny in the movie before that. So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yep.
okay. I mean,
And then they completely forgot about him.
yeah. Oh yeah. He just starved to death. Um.
Oh no, he wouldn't starve to death. He'd chew on everything in the fucking house.
Oh
I have
yeah.
had a pet rabbit before.
And yeah. So I don't know. The design, just like you can see their brains basically. They're like translucent, kind of. I don't know. The design was fine. I just thought they were aliens, and I thought I thought they were aliens even with the wings. I just thought that they gave them the wings as kind of like a, yeah, like the whole movie has these biblical references and stuff. I thought they just gave this kind of angelic look to aliens. It's kind of like a thing for that.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
a
think they were.
legitimate. That's a legitimate way of looking at the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it. Although it's very put into you that they are angels because they say Diana's safe now after she's dead. So like
Yeah.
they have foresight of people dying and stuff like that, or not foresight, but they understand where they can know of people that have died. And yeah, um, and the whole reconciliation with John and his family was okay. It's cute. I liked it. And the world actually ends in this movie, which is cool.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna save it too, and then like, wait, oh no.
Yeah.
I kept getting hope.
Once John explained the solar flare, I'm like, I don't think they can stop that. Because I was thinking, yeah, everyone else. It's a world-ending scenario. There's definitely like they're gonna find a way to save the world, but solar flare and like nothing fantastical has happened up until that point, and I'm like, what the hell are they gonna do? Solar flare,
Yeah,
and the world actually
had
ends in a very shocking fashion. I didn't think they would
Yeah.
show that much of the world ending. The world just eviscerating, getting eviscerated. Yeah,
It was
that's
like
a
8 years
plus.
after 9/11 too, and they focus on New York. That's weird. That's always weird to me. Like,
Yeah, they even talk about 9/11.
Yeah.
Show 9/11.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Movie was okay. Honestly, just make the angels less creepy. Lean into one aspect. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like how it was kind of, or at least for me, I thought they were aliens the entire time, basically. But they have all these references for you to make them look, believe they're angels or not. So yeah, actually, I think that's fine. That's fine how they had it. Make John less of an asshole when he's not a believer. Honestly, Diana was fine. Acting was off in some points. CG, I can let it slide. Not much else I could do. Not much to make this movie better without, yeah, like you said, rewriting the whole script. So yeah, I really liked your idea of like John being nicer about mom being dead kind of thing with Caleb, and then like hugging him, and Caleb's happy, and then it just pans over, and John's just like sad in the dark. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah, no comments on cinematography because it was boring. Standard. Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing you could add to make it.
I
I
was
was gonna say flare it up by accident.
Say it. Say it.
Anything you can do to flare it
Well,
up? I don't
okay.
know.
One good thing I did notice. I think I wasn't not sure, but I think the plane crash was one take, or made to look like one shot
It- Yeah.
when he looks over and it crashes, and then it goes back to him, and then he runs through, and I think
Right.
that's all
Yeah. I
one
didn't
take.
notice that until you
Mhm.
mentioned it.
Is there anything
The
would you add more of
the
those?
train being one take would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, I think all this, like if they led with the plane being one take, why not make all the disasters one take? Make
Yeah,
one
that's a good
shot.
idea.
Make it look like one shot.
Yeah.
That's the only interesting thing about it, really. There were some, like, for as creepy as it was, the composition of the angel being in Caleb's room was pretty cool when he just like walked out of the shadows. Easy to do, but like it was kind of cool. What else? Not much else. Nick Cage's acting is superb at all. I just remember the scene where he sees the angel outside of his house and he goes out with like a crowbar or something. He's like, "You want some of this?" Hits the tree, picks up his flashlight, cuts to the next scene. I'm like,
Excuse me.
yeah.
It's Pete
Oh,
Nick
and
Cage.
It
the
truly is.
the alcoholism scene, just again, I could only think of Mandy, the movie Mandy with Nick Cage.
I haven't seen
that
it.
one.
Knowing, okay,
Fair enough.
pretty much on
Uh,
par with what kind of movies are coming out today, which says something.
Damn. Call out post.
Damn.
Putting them on blast.
I love Nick Cage. He does super weird movies that would never get made otherwise. So let's go.
Personally, I know Ed, you didn't really like the movie. I enjoyed the movie, especially in the first half when it was super cheesy. Like I told Hector, like I don't know whether to give it a B or a D, and that's a good sign.
Yeah. God, her face during the plane scene was just like, what?
It was crazy. But yeah, I liked the movie for the most part. There was a few things I didn't like, of course. Me. Things I would change. Podcast. Let's go. First thing I noted when I was on my notes, I really liked the attention that they paid to the colors, like especially in the second half of the movie. Once they start talking about the solar flares and the heat waves and the fire, they make a steady point to add more orange to the editing or however they filmed it or what. I don't know the technical stuff. It just gets more orange throughout the movie.
Saturated?
Well, not just orange. It's like it's edited to
Orange
be
filter?
orange filter. That's the word I'm thinking of.
I didn't catch that. Good eye.
Yeah, and like at the very end when they're on the alien planet, that's white because it's purity. It's their creation myth. At MIT, it's black and white because it's science. It's simple. It's what John knows. And Bullet knows. The aliens are blue because it's opposite of the orange, and it's like the heavenly. It's that, and then the solar is like the destruction. It's the bad.
Yeah, huh.
Like there was attention paid to the color, and I really appreciated that. I like color. I really enjoyed the cheesiness of this movie. The first half is not vegan friendly. The dialogue, like the what was he saying with the crowbar thing? Like you want some of
There's a
Yeah,
weird
and then he hits the
bat.
tree.
yeah, it was a bat. Yeah.
It was a
That
bat.
was
It was a bat.
I think yeah, it was like a whatever it was
it
ridiculous.
was great.
Yeah.
That was
Especially because like later on he has like a full-on gun.
I was expecting kind of like he'd start shooting the alien just be like, no.
No.
I'm not today. I'm good. I already ate, thanks.
Yeah, just be like, or like he shoots him, it's like, what? And then like he opens it and then
He
he's like,
just grabs it. That's
oh
pretty
no,
cool.
no, he shoots, but you don't see the bullets. He's like, what? Like you see him put it in, you see him shoot, and then like what? And then the angel opens his palm and the bullets are all right
Oh, that
there,
would be
like
creepy.
crushed and spent. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
like what you said, Ruthie, where he's like, oh, look at that, neat. Kind of like how Sub-Zero looks at the shrapnel when Jax shoots his shotgun and he freezes it. He's like,
Yeah. Huh. What'll we come up with next? But yeah, like in the very, very beginning of the movie, when it's in the 1950s, when they're showing the creepy little girl, she was such like a stereotype of like the creepy little girl in the horror movie. And yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into the horror movie stuff. Like the scene where she's like holding the balloon at the ceremony, like I
that was
busted
so
out
like,
laughing.
I'm like, that's so like Shining, kind of.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. I'll get kind of touch in on that later. But yeah, it was very entertaining. We had a good time. I enjoyed the tonal shift of it. Like not only was it cheesy, but it was kind of just like a lot more lighthearted in the first half. But then when it got serious, it got really serious. But it did it in a very gradual way where at least I lost track of.
I think after the train was
Yeah,
like
after
when
Yeah.
it changed to being a more religious thriller film instead of a
Yeah.
weird mystery.
Like a weird attempt at a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because that's what the first half felt like. It felt like a D horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a pretty good cast. The kid who played Caleb, Chandelier Canterbury, wait, I think it's Chandler Canterbury.
Chandler, I think. Yeah.
Chandler, yeah. He actually won an award for this movie. He won Best Supporting Role for a Feature Film for actors under 21, which I don't know. I feel like I should call out. Good
Yeah,
job.
no, that's good. He did
Uh,
good.
and Nick Cage was always a win. And like halfway through, I kind of forgot this was like a Nick Cage flick again because of that tonal shift. Like he stopped being kind of ridiculous. He picked it back up at the end, of course, with the Angels bit, but like.
To be
He
honest,
did a good job.
I think it was just a few badly directed scenes.
He does amazing when he won an Oscar. Like
Yeah.
we need to remember, he's won an Oscar. He's good. I think he just does good with the better the director, the better.
Yeah. No, I agree
Yeah,
with
'cause
that.
you
When
Because
he's
going
good,
back
he's
to the
good. When he's
better
bad,
direct-
he's good.
going back to
Sorry.
better director, because you can like pretty much throw Leonardo DiCaprio into any movie with any director, and he's gonna do good. But Nick Cage definitely elevates when you have a director that knows what he's doing.
I'll be honest, much as I like Leo, I feel like he's
I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I feel like he has to always take the larger than life roles. He can't do anything more subtle anymore.
Anymore?
I get that.
Or
Well,
You've
like
seen The
I was
Departed?
thinking back on the. Okay, well, the
How-
first one I could
how
think
long
of
ago
was
was that one?
Titanic.
What?
how long ago was that one?
08 or so? I think.
Inception was after. I'm saying Inception onwards, he's doing all the weirder movies. Like Wolf of Wall Street, Inception, the one with the
Revenant.
bear, Revenant. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do more normal films, which isn't a bad thing. I've just noticed that. It seems
I
like he's
guess-
still going for that Oscar.
Yeah, because Once
Even
Upon
though
a
he got
Time in
one.
Hollywood. What else?
He's a good actor. It's just I don't
Django?
know. He's a good actor, and it's not like he's overrated, but I feel like he gets overpraised.
Is he turning into the Meryl Streep of male actors?
I thought
Not
I
as
like Meryl
he's
Streep.
nowhere
Well-
near as Meryl Streep as.
Well, he's not as famous as Meryl Streep. What I mean is, like, when a lot of people praise Meryl Streep's acting, but a lot of people, like myself, always are thinking, this isn't wow, it's Meryl Streep. Like, even through the screen, like, feeling a little starstruck, and she doesn't get lost in her role as much because she's fucking Meryl Streep. You know what I mean?
Well, here's
Maybe?
here's my issue with Meryl Streep. Right, she's a great actress. She is.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just she-
for sure.
People pretend she's the greatest, which she's not. Not even close.
That's it. That's how I feel about Leo. He's a great actor.
Yeah, I agree.
I
He's not
don't
the-
think he I think, to be honest, I think people wanting him to win the Oscar just became more of a meme
Yeah.
than him actually
Well,
earning
he
it.
should have won for Gilbert Grape, all the other ones before Revenant. He should have won it for 100% Wolf of Wall Street, and that was a steal.
Again, though, it's just that's just my point. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. I thought that the theme was kind of interesting, especially because they paired the sci-fi with that religious connotation, and don't usually see sci-fi paired with religion. At least from what I've seen, usually when sci-fi is paired with religion, it's to talk about the negative aspects of religion. But this movie took it a little bit more neutral, I guess.
I don't
Like
agree
not
with that at
fully
all.
positive. You don't? Well, yeah, they
No.
treated Nick Cage as an asshole, but like.
Well, the sci-fi paired with the religion stuff, and you said usually it's to play the downsides of religion.
This is
I-
the stuff that I've seen, at least. It's my
Mm.
bias.
From what I've seen, at least, or from what I've understood of movies that do have that are mainly sci-fi and are paired with religion, it's more of just they don't take a side. Basically, it's more just like there's religious like implications in the sci-fi universe that they have. There's no real
Yeah.
side taken. It's more they
I-
use religion to amplify the sci-fi aspects of it.
I think it should be noted that Ruthie and I've been playing through Horizon Zero Dawn, which has a weird religious theme, like
Religious
sto-
sci-fi theme, yeah.
to it, and it doesn't say it's negative. You can kind of tell from the beginning, just from what they believe in and from what you've seen, that the religion is technically false, just from like knowledge they're missing.
Yeah, and
So it's not like it's bad, but it does kind of have a weird take on.
yeah.
It's interesting, but I think that's kind of, is that the bias you're kind? Is that the more like
I
recency
wasn't thinking of
bias.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Actually, I was thinking from what little I know of Warhammer, like the Adeptus Mechanicus. Don't they like worship machines and whatnot?
Yes, they believe
Yeah,
that
I
every
thought-
machine has a spirit.
Yeah, see, from what I gathered from that, it's almost like kind of a warning against fanaticism and like cult-like behavior, but like
And it's not even the Adeptus, it's not the Admech only, it's the humans in general. They treat the
well, yeah,
Emperor as literally a god.
yeah.
After he's
But that's
dead.
what I was kind of more thinking towards, where it's like when there's sci-fi and when there's religion, it's
Mm-hmm.
at least again my bias.
well-
It seems to be
Warhammer's a good.
fair enough. I know so
Comfort-
little about Warhammer.
I know, but it's a good comparison to what you're getting at. That, yeah, it's sci-fi, and the religion in that is definitely not good for them.
Yeah,
Or for any side, really.
yeah.
Yeah, the Emperor protects.
My last I deeply appreciate that they didn't cop out their apocalypse stuff.
Yeah,
didn't go-
Yeah, same.
They didn't pull the 2012 bullshit that they could have. It was right there. The movie was filmed. It came out in 2009. They didn't pull some Nostradamus bullshit. They didn't go with a Revelation bullshit. They made all new end of the world, and I'm proud of them.
Well,
for
I mean,
that.
they used Ezekiel.
They used the Bible, but they didn't go for the easy.
Yeah, no, I will give him. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll give him props for that. They didn't go for the. They didn't take the easy route.
Yeah, no, they specifically went. It feels like they went out of their way to find something unique.
We can do. They didn't pull Left Behind, which
Also, the remake of that is with Nick Cage.
Right.
Remake of what?
Left Behind. It's
The
an
ne-
old
the newer
Christian.
Left
It's a
Behind
Christian
movie?
Rapture
Yeah.
film with Nick Cage.
Well, there's two. There's the 90s version and the Nick Cage version.
Yeah,
Never
We
heard
can
of
do
it.
that.
it's Christian. Like it's
My-
super Christian.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
like when I say Christian movies, I mean the Christian ones. Like God's Not Dead. I think I'm not sure about those ones. I haven't seen the new one.
It's not a pure flicks movie, but it is along those lines. It is like the 700.
Actually, come to think of it, I think
Okay.
some people didn't like the new one because it wasn't like Christian enough. So I don't know. It might actually be decent.
Maybe.
Because let's be honest, there's only like 3 good Christian films, and one of them is The Prince of Egypt.
What about VeggieTales? VeggieTales is big.
I mean, I'm talking like in theaters, like big screen. VeggieTales had 2, but only one of them was Christian.
Okay, good. I was just about to say. Excuse me.
One of them was Christian. That one counts. But as one of the 3,
we should do at some point the Passion of Joan of Arc. Silent film, very old, very good. Although, it's
my
that's
first reshoot.
very good. I don't know what I would change for the movie, honestly.
My
Well,
first
let's not do
reshoot's
it.
gonna be they need to talk more.
Yeah, here's the entire script they should have done.
Oh God.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Dislikes. As cool as I thought like the intertwining of the sci-fi and the religion was, I felt like it was a little disjointed. Like Hector kind of nailed it on the head what I wanted to say with his bit when he was saying like all the foreshadowing is at the very beginning and it pays off at the very end, and in the middle there's not as much reference to it. Right? That's what you said?
So no, I just said all the foreshadowing to the ends in the beginning.
Yeah, well,
there's it doesn't really touch on the Bible stuff until the middle, so it feels like it's a weird. It feels like if they had spaced it out more, but I couldn't think of a good way to do it either without again rewriting a lot of stuff, like way too much,
Yeah.
and for a short podcast.
Yeah, let me see. It's like they talk about it in the beginning with like John's super grumpy atheist dude, and then at the up until we see the dad, Reverend what's his face, religion's not talked about again, and it's weird because it's like they're trying to do the balance angelian thing. It's just for me it wasn't hitting right. I tried to
That's why
fix
I
it.
thought
We'll see how I
aliens.
do.
That's
Yeah.
why I thought aliens.
Yeah, for me, I was trying to figure out how I could balance. At least, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, the religion is, like, from what Hector and I saw, an integral part of the themes of the movie. But for a while, like the middle part, the predictions don't seem like prophecies from Christianity. They almost seem like mental illness or like bad supernatural force tormenting the little girl slash the mom of Diana, whose name is slipping from my mind, or like
Lucinda.
Lucinda, yeah. Or like psychic. They don't seem. It kind of
Yeah.
it feels disjointed from the religious.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Stop.
One thing that we haven't mentioned that bothered me, Caleb has hearing aids in the movie, and it didn't bug me because I don't. I'll take that out. What bothered me about it was it's like, oh, it's like A Quiet Place, or the Quiet Place. The
I
John
haven't seen
Krasinski-
it, but yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, X person has X disability, that's going to come into play later. It doesn't come in later at all. And they had the perfect opportunity, in my opinion.
Can I counteract that one?
Hmm.
Not everything that has it can't just be there to normalize people with disabilities.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Chekhov's
not like
gun.
not everything has to be Chekhov's. As someone who loves
Chekhov's gun and live for Chekhov's gun in media. Not everything has to be Chekhov's gun. And in this case, it just felt like it's normalizing something that some kids have. Also, it does kind of come into play with the radio feedback because of the solar flares and the whisper people trying to talk to them.
Yeah.
But
I was just going to like magnify that a little bit more.
I mean, if you want to,
And I wasn't trying to just like make it a Chekhov's gun. I was trying to like play in more with like the characters.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm just saying like I was, when I saw him like take his hearing aid out and put it on the table, and then they immediately had a normal conversation with no interruption, no sign language. It frustrated me.
That's something that could have been.
He has two. He only took one off.
Still, like
it would
that's
cost him
half your
hearing.
ear.
No, as someone who has helped people with hearing aids, and at one point one of them had one that wasn't working, one that was.
They still had trouble hearing, like a lot more. I had to nearly yell at this person the entire day.
Yeah.
We were out in public too. I'm pretty sure I got some looks for yelling at a guy in a wheelchair.
I had a teacher in elementary school who was deaf in 1 year, and there is a significant difference in his hearing ability compared to like a normal person. That's not like a slight or anything.
No, it's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. But the two of them carry on, have a normal conversation. Nick Cage turns his back on his child, and they just continue talking. He's washing the dishes, and like when Hector and I are washing dishes, sometimes we have to shout at each other. And I might have hearing loss, but.
I have my ADD at times makes it so I have a hard time differentiating noises. Like my brain focuses on one instead of what I actually want to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But we don't technically have hearing loss, but we still occasionally have to shout at each other.
I mean, that's just 'cause my brain's my brain's all over the place.
But my point still stands.
I mean, if anyone listens to this podcast for more than 2 episodes, knows my brain can go into a lot of tangents.
Yeah, I have not quite a similar thing, but you've seen it where it's like I'll hear somebody talk and my brain just decides I don't want to interpret that. Let's play a game. Like I'll be ordering food and I'll hear someone say my name, or they'll like ask me a question and I have to just blankly stare at them until Hector says something.
What's worse is sometimes I'll say what
to repeat them, and right as I say what, and they start repeating it, my brain finally comprehends what they're saying.
Yeah.
And then it feels
Big ADD mood.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. But I have it in my notes. I know it's like it can just be a character thing. It just felt like it didn't feel like it had enough justice.
No, it's fair.
Yeah. My last dislike before I get to my adjustments, when I first saw the trailer to this movie, because I wanted to kind of know what I was getting into, I noticed that it really gave me horror movie vibes. And the first half of the movie, as I mentioned earlier, it also gave me horror movie vibes. And I was kind of curious about that. So when I was looking at IMDb, I decided to look at the cinematographer and the director, both of whom have a history of doing horror movies together. That's why the first half feels like a not great horror movie.
Do you think the movie had rewrites, or was it just
It might have.
like strong rewrites? I know everyone gets rewrites, but like
It almost felt like two different movies, and I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not.
Yeah.
Like, it works well enough, and there's enough hinted to a point where it's like, it's not like pulling a Hancock where it was clearly two different movies.
For me, it felt like they had an editor who's also done horror movies, and he got like halfway through before they caught him. But they had it's like the Monty Python joke, the Holy Grail joke, where it's like the beginning credits thing.
Oh yeah.
The person who made this mistake has been sacked,
Yeah.
but they didn't go back and they didn't fix his work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why that's why the trailer and the first half of the movie were framed the way they were. Because of the cinematographer and the director's like filmography. My changes. First off, a minor detail. You can tell Nick Cage in this movie is a Hollywood drunk because he's only drinking like very expensive glass bottle whiskey. That's not how real alcoholism works. It's anything. It's anything you can get on the shelf. I don't know if he had like a brandy cellar or something. I have a family, everyone's got like, maybe this is me generalizing, but everyone's got like the alcoholic family member.
yeah.
You don't always have an expensive cellar full of whiskey, and he's an MIT professor. I doubt he has the salary to afford nightly binges of like 5 bottles of alcohol a night, as the movie was implying. That was just a nitpick on my part, but still. Starting chronologically from my side note, part of me kind of wonders if we could have gotten rid of the hot dog scene. I don't want to, but that was like my first thought, and I just figured I'd say it so I could sound honest for the audience.
Okay.
But yeah, now I'm kind of like, I'm backing off from that idea. No, keep it in. I like it.
Smokies in the pale moonlight, Ruthie.
Yeah.
Smokies in the pale moonlight.
I would, if with your permission, I would do the same thing, like where it's like hug the kid. Except I wouldn't necessarily do sad. I might do grumpy.
I was thinking grumpy but angry, but I'm like, yeah, but then that just gives the whole angry atheist vibe.
Okay, yeah.
And I was kind of going for a more nuanced thing.
Okay, yeah, sad then.
I mean, you do what you want. I was just giving you my reasoning because I did think about
you
that.
have good reasoning. Other than that, first official real change thing I want to do, I would make Caleb actually deaf. I would make him have cochlear implants rather. He got the implants when he was rather young, but he grew up deaf, especially with deaf culture. We can say maybe his mom was deaf. I'll explain this a little bit later. He's either mostly or fully deaf. Either way, the point is you can't talk to him, like verbally speak with him when he doesn't have his hearing aids in.
Oh, that would make the whole thing with the...
You caught me early.
Yeah, that would make the whole thing with them talking to him creepier, because like, wait, what?
Yeah, because like at one point maybe he's like signing with his dad, and he's like, oh, I hear them. Who? The whisper people.
Oh, that
They're
would
talking to me.
that
I've
would
never
be-
heard things before.
Oh,
Is
that
this
would
what talking here that sounds like?
Yeah, that'd be
Because when you hear
terrifying.
context, I am not deaf, but I've heard cochlear implants don't make things sound like how hearing people hear things. It sounds way different. There's audio of it on YouTube. I have no idea how they do it, but
We took the same sign language class in high school, so I think that's
Yeah.
that's where, yeah.
it's pretty wild. Science is amazing. What I would do to fix that disjointed religious thing, just like I guess pave the potholes is my problem.
Mhm.
I would introduce the dad a lot sooner than when he was introduced.
Yeah.
I'd do bad professor, good pastor. Well, not. I'd have him like. I'd have them do like not quite a buddy cop thing.
Oh, I see. Like he joins in for part of the adventure.
Kind of. He's like. I feel like he's kind of like.
The guiding mentor?
Not like I guess the guiding mentor is the trope I'm going for, but like after the plane crashes, they don't let John leave because it's a traumatic event, and they need to like have him like assessed and maybe have like some kind of trauma counselor come in, and Surprise, surprise, movie coincidence. Who's the trauma counselor but his dad, the Reverend? And like his dad's like trying to do his work and he's maybe trying to make small talk with John, who's very frustrated and just wants to leave and go see his son. Not necessarily angry atheist, but it's like, I don't talk with my dad. I don't want to talk with my dad right now. I want to go see my son. My son's probably going to be worried about me. I'm late to picking him up and carpool and I'm going to get yelled at. And while he's in, not, what do you, I see your face, Ed, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to finish your thought. I'll add what I wanted to say.
Okay, well, while he's kind of like in a bit of a grump fest, he accidentally lets it slip somehow that he knew that was going to happen, and his dad's like, well, wait, hold on, pause on that thought. And Nick Cage doesn't, of course not. If he's allowed to leave, and the next day the dad shows up and he's like, so you were going to explain that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, your thought, Ed?
Yeah, it seems like his dad did or said something that Nick didn't like, especially it seems to be something after Allison died, and it's never explained what he did.
Yeah.
Nick, John doesn't even remember what it was. He mentions at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That is true.
So yeah, you could have the dad like even trying to be remorseful, like, hey, I'm really sorry about what happened. He's like, I don't care, I just want to leave. Can I leave now, please?
Yeah.
And that can kind of, again, pull away from maybe the angry atheist stereotype or the asshole atheist stereotype.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
My notes kind of cut out after this point, but basically what kind of happens is like the Reverend is like, okay, so this can predict like the end of the, like these things, shouldn't we like be sensible and plan? And John's like, no, I'm gonna go to New York. Fuck you, Dad. Again, kind of like the rebellious.
Yeah.
I've spent so long not talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of how I would have that eventually bridge over is when it comes time to talk to shit, I forgot her name. Lorraine? What was her name?
The creepy girl?
Creepy girl, yeah.
Lucinda.
When it comes time to find Diane, Lucinda's daughter, I feel like a good way to, like, you know, a good way to patch that in is like, oh, she goes to Reverend's church, and that's how they know each other. And I would make Abby deaf as well, so then they really do have that connection. Oh, yeah. That's too late now. I was just gonna say, like, another thing, like, you could tell it might have been a horror movie, because the way Abby kept talking about the Whisper people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, she played both Abby and Lucinda.
Oh, wait, she did?
Yeah, I can prove it. I have the IMDb open.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Good on her.
Yeah. She got the monopoly on creepy.
Yeah, good on her.
Yeah, I don't know what I would change. I can't think of specific instances I would change to add the Reverend in beyond that.
I think he just calls for like the Ezekiel stuff, like what could this mean?
Yeah.
And he's just there here and there to talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought you were going for.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a good way to...
Yeah, like once they get to the Diane part, it can kind of play off as normal.
Ed, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Reverend was kind of not as much as a needed character as it could have been.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was kind of trying to pull him back in, because I was trying to I was trying to balance it out. Or like like I was saying earlier, like pave the potholes, because I felt like
Yeah.
I don't know, that's all I got.
All right. It's good. All right, so what are we going to rate this movie? I'm going with like a C+.
I was just going to go with a straight C, like combine my C and my D into a C.
Okay. Give me your B
and
and D.
I'll go a half step lower. Let's C-. On par with things that you usually see in theaters.
Actually, I think, come to think of it, I'm going to forget this movie in like a month. I'll say C-.
Once again, I have the highest.
Yeah, I'll definitely
the highest rating.
I'll definitely forget this movie in a not so long of time. Yes. However, so many movies coming out soon. So many movies coming out on the same weekend.
Yeah. from like I think it was September to Christmas. It's in like 2 movies every
2 to
week.
3 movies every weekend, every Friday.
So
Mm.
we might see if we can do them for reshoot, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we should do? What I want to do is
We should reshoot Dune.
October 22nd. Yes, we double featured Dune and The French Dispatch.
Yes,
Even though
but
we did both
obviously
of
we
those.
need. Well, I'm joking because I know you love Timothy Chalamet, and you're probably not going to want to.
And I love Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune. I don't love Timothy too much. It's the director, Villeneuve.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and French Dispatch, Wes Anderson. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the funniest movie probably of the year, where I won't laugh out loud once, because that was the Grand Budapest Hotel. Funniest movie. I only smiled, didn't laugh.
I'll be honest, I don't really find Wes Anderson. I finally saw.
Yeah.
We watched a lot of movies during our hiatus. I watched a few and some TV shows. Fantastic Mr. Fox, surprisingly not that funny. I don't know why. It was charming. I enjoyed my time with it, but like
I was convinced Hector was going to love that movie because he loves talking about how much he loves a heist movie. He enjoys Wes Anderson movies and he likes animation. So I knew it was going to be like the trifecta of everything that Hector wanted in a movie. And I showed it to him and I was like, "What did you think?" And he's like, "It's okay. It was good."
It was good. It's just not like
See?
It wasn't
his tone.
I was expecting. I don't know. I was expecting something different. I don't know why. When you said it was a Wes Anderson film and a heist, I was very curious because at times I almost felt like Grand Budapest had more of those kind of like moments.
Traditional heist. I think Fantastic Mr. Fox is a book adaptation as well.
Is it probably? But like, yeah, I don't know. It was a good film. I hate that they didn't have the humans and the animals talking till like near the end because that threw me off because I thought they couldn't understand each other. So when they started talking, I'm like, oh, that's the thing. Okay, I just wish you said that more in the beginning.
Fantastic was a great, charming movie.
Yeah, it's charming.
Yeah,
it's very charming. I'm not denying that.
Yep.
What else did we watch?
We watched Raya.
We
watched Raya.
You know what you should watch? Both of you.
Oh no.
Black Summer on Netflix. Both seasons, there is a trigger warning that the show tells you about. Well, but it's in the second season. You can watch the first season. It's good. I like it. It's zombies.
I watched some other stuff. I started watching Dorohedoro. Oh, I watched Yasuke during
the
break. It's a freaking 6-episode anime. Which
6 episodes?
It's 6 episodes. The entire show. It's 5 seasons worth of material in 6 episodes, and most of that only happens in the last 4. So like it's
I saw
wild.
The first episode, and I'm like, I thought this was actually going to be about the person Yasuke.
No, yeah. And then you see the flying magic mech in the first 2 minutes. No,
yeah.
I'll be honest. Studio Mappa doing the animation and Flying Lotus doing the music. Who I wish I discovered Flying Lotus sooner. It took me to the show to finally know who Flying Lotus was. They both carried this on their backs. That show on their backs. So if anyone wants to watch a pretty good animated 3-hour soundtrack, go for it.
A 3-hour music video.
A 3-hour music video. Go for it. Because the soundtrack, like Flying Lotus, is I've listened like a few more of his stuff, like a few albums, and like really good.
Speaking of music, have you listened to "Call Me If You Get Lost" by Tyler the Creator? Yep.
I tried. I got through most. I am having a hard time finishing it. I don't know why.
It is a long album. I will say that.
It's a long album. I feel weird about long albums because it's either they're really good. Like I just said, I listen to Flying Lotus. I listen to quite a bit. Some songs in certain albums were just like I don't know why they're there, and I'm not saying it's in a mean way. It's just like it just feels like it felt like padding, not good padding, but padding.
Oh, speaking of music, especially trailer, music videos. Ed, have you seen the trailer for that one game, Wizard with a Gun?
Holy shit! E3.
Wizard with a gun?
Yeah.
It's the biggest difference between trailer and actual gameplay. Like, oh man, I want a whole show based off that trailer, the first animated part of the trailer.
Today's film was Knowing, directed by Alex Proyas. I'm gonna butcher all the names. Screenplay was written by Ryan Douglas Peterson, Juliet Snowden, Lamau, and Styles White. Director of photography
Listen.
was Simon Duggan. And yeah, go show some love to their various social media accounts. They made a movie, which we have not yet, so they're up ahead in life than we are. Yeah. Movies. Next episode will be Raya and the Last Dragon. Goodbye. Watch more movies for us. Watch all of these.
Recommend more movies for us.
Yes,
Yeah, we
do
have
that.
We
Do
have reshoot at gmail. Reshoot. Is it reshoot or reshoot podcast?
Reshootpodcast at gmail.com.
Thank you, Ed.
And our Twitter is
At reshoot movie PO1.
I do funny tweets occasionally.
And I will sometimes tweet a few things here and there. If it's not related to movies, that's most likely me.
Yes. These two are the social media people. I'm just here.
Mainly her. I just edit the podcast, so if you want to complain,
Yeah.
I'm your guy, I'm your man.
Almost like I just got a degree in the social media stuff. Who knows?
Who knows?
Me, I know.
You should get in a Twitter war with Wendy's.
That'll end well.
Goodbye, everybody. Catch us next time for a
Goodbye.
movie that I've never seen before.
It's a good movie.
Bye.
Bye.